The fight between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole messed up the start of the season for the Warriors, putting them in quite a tough spot currently. And ever since the fight video got out, it's become one of the biggest stories in the NBA. So sit back and relax as we go through everything going on with the Green-Poole fight and Steph Curry's past beef with Green. First up, what's going on with the Green and Poole situation? It's obvious that Green's in the wrong here. That's why he's taken some time away from the team and apologized to Poole and family. But people who know Poole are sure he can't forgive the Warriors legend for what he did and is still upset about the situation. Of course, it can't be easy just to forgive someone who straight up punched you. In one way or another, head coach Steve Kerr and the rest of the Warriors masterminds need to figure out a big problem before they can start defending their title next week. How can the team play when they've got so many internal problems to deal with? The last few seasons have already been hard for Steve Kerr as head coach, even though they ended up with a championship. He's won 4 championships in 8 seasons, which is unheard of, but the Warriors had one of the worst records in the league in 2019-20. Kerr thinks this is one of the most significant issues he's worked on with the Dubs, despite all this. Next up, Kerr described the situation with Poole and Green as the biggest crisis of his tenure. It's not just about the fight, though. It's also about the fallout. If you think about it, Draymond's a franchise legend, and Jordan Poole is the franchise's future. This has been extremely hard for the team to deal with. The decision not to suspend Green's a controversial one, and the effects of it won't be apparent until later. So naturally, Kerr has acknowledged how hard this whole thing has been on him and the team. He said that the biggest problem he's faced since becoming a Warriors coach, and it's pretty severe. That's how we know it won't be resolved as quickly as we want it to be. Kerr added that the team's not perfect, and even he's made mistakes over the years, but he will be doing his best to resolve the issue so he can make the best decision possible in this situation. He said, "We each have a lot of work to do. Players, coaches, Bob, and the front office are all committed to working together and making this a successful season. We must admit that the Warriors have shown they've got the organizational strength to get through a crisis like this. They've been winning for a long time, so they have a strong culture, and Stephen Curry is still an excellent and mature leader. Fans of the Dubs will be hoping it gets figured out sooner rather than later." Moving on to the impact of the fight. It's safe to say that the last week or so hasn't been easy for the Golden State Warriors. Everything seemed to be going well as they prepared to defend their title, but then Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole during practice. Behind the scenes, fights happen because emotions can get high, even during practice. But this situation was so much worse because a video of the fight got out. Suddenly, it was clear to everyone how bad the situation was, and we're not just talking about the public. Many Warriors players and other employees didn't see the incident when it happened, so they were surprised by how hard the punch was. Now let's look at how Stephen Curry's been super helpful in this situation. The Warriors suddenly put in a situation that, for the most part, they hadn't been in during this drastic run. Yes, Draymond had caused problems in the past, but not to this degree. The team needed a strong voice to help everyone calm down, so Stephen Curry was brought in. Curry's never seen as a vocal leader of the team, but Kerr said that after what happened, he's been working hard to make things right. If there's one thing Curry's good at, it's giving locker room pep talks. That's why the team needs him more than ever to ensure everything's going well. Kerr reported that Curry's been working hard to unite every player on the team, and it looks like his influence is being felt as Curry needed to be the one to speak up and help the rest of the team, especially since there are so many young players on the Warriors right now. You have Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and James Wiseman, to name a few, who could all use some direction right now. Kerr also told them that what had happened wasn't expected. Things won't get back to normal anytime soon, not until Poole decides to forgive Green. Stephen A. Smith added that Green thinks this upcoming season will be his last with Golden State and that he wants to be a Laker. This could mean that Draymond already has one foot out the door. Yikes. Coming up next is the beef that Stephen Curry has going on with Draymond Green. It looks like Poole's not the only player with a problem. Dre's known for being pretty outspoken, to the point where he's got more than a few people upset with him. The Draymond Green and Jordan Poole scandal is being forgotten, especially after the Warriors decided to fine Green for punching Poole but not suspend him. There's nothing more to add if the consequences have already been delivered, but it got us thinking about Green more. The big man will be returning to the team later this week. He'll try to pick things up where he left them and help the team compete in a very tough NBA season. Even though the Dubs are putting this situation behind them, them, most of us haven't forgotten, and of course we're finding ways to tease the Warriors and Draymond. Who doesn't love a little drama in the season? The four-time NBA champion made a colossal mistake when he punched Poole. He apologized for it, but a lot of us don't believe he was being honest when he did. Come on, you don't just punch anyone unless you mean it. Now that Green's set to return, it makes sense that some fans couldn't resist digging and finding old memories of Draymond being Draymond while trying to mess up with others. And believe us when we say there's a whole gold mine to find. Not to mention, what did Andre Iguodala have to say about the Green-Curry beef? It wasn't that long ago that Iguodala told us about the mess that Curry and Green got into during a 2016 NBA playoff against the Portland Trail Blazers. Curry wasn't making his regular shots, but he kept trying. That made Draymond angry, so he didn't think twice before yelling at the team's best player in the middle of the game. Iguodala said that he remembers thinking, okay, Draymond would be upset because of Steph's slow progress after being out for a couple of games. He added that he could see that Curry was doing his best and getting back in the groove. But Green didn't care. Dre didn't like that Curry kept trying to make shots he couldn't, so he started yelling, and Iggy tried to calm him down. And he wouldn't listen to Andre, trying to convince him that they were all on the same team. Why? Because Green kept insisting that Curry was treating it like it was his own game, even though he wasn't. What's more, Curry's reaction to what Green said. Curry heard Green constantly going off at him at some point, but that didn't make him change his mind. But let's be honest, it's Curry we're talking about here. He'd always do his own thing no matter how badly he shot or how bad Draymond was at him, and that only made the whole situation worse. Andre continued the story saying that when Steph took the next shot, Dre was pretty mad. Then Steph looked at him wondering who Green was yelling at, but Andre didn't want to get involved any further. Even when Green said Curry had hit a bad shot, that didn't discourage our star player from repeating that it wouldn't hurt him to try again. Talking about having an iron spine, Steph went crazy making shot after shot and leading the Warriors to a big game. That's the famous game where he called "I'm back," which could have been a message to his teammate now that we think about it. Finally, what's their relationship like now? Since then, their relationship has gotten a lot better, and they now praise each other all the time. But Curry didn't seem too happy when Draymond attacked Jordan Poole. You'd think this problem would stay in the past, but some things are hard to forget, and it doesn't look like Curry's completely ready to let sleeping dragons lie. For now, we can only hope that the Dubs will be able to get ready to defend their title without having any more problems among themselves later in the season. Well, that's all for this video. What do you think of all the drama that's going on with the Warriors? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.